We've all heard the expression sex sells, but how much of that is true? Would you go out and make a purchase or watch a movie simply because the commercial was sexually stimulating? Or are we even aware of the triggers being used to grab our attention? Today, I'm going to ask that very question as I hop into bed with sex and advertising on this edition of Torrid Intentions. Webster's dictionary defines advertising as the action of calling something to the attention of the public, especially by paid announcements. Hey there, welcome to Torrid Intentions. I'm your host, Austin Fox. Pop culture has been using sex to sell their product through many forms of media. Don't believe me? What's the first thing you think about when I say the word Baywatch? 9 times out of 10, the response would be Pamela Anderson running slowly on a beach in her red bikini. And the very mention of the name Madonna brings to mind a pointy-coned brassiere over a tailor-made men's suit. Now, most of us remember back in 2005 when Paris Hilton soaped up her body, then straddled the hood of a Rolls Royce, only to munch on a Carl's Jr. hamburger. But how much hamburger did they actually sell? The pretty face and the scantily clad body has been used to get a certain message across the masses for literally hundreds of years. Let's go back to the 11th century when the long-haired maiden from Coventry, England rode naked through the town. Lady Godiva was a noblewoman who back in 1057 rode naked on horseback through the town of Coventry to oppose the increasingly intolerable tax inflation. In a time where women didn't have a voice, this was a risky move for Godiva. But her act not only got her message across, but it prevented any further tax increase. Fast forward to the 20th century and the invention of the moving picture box. Sex symbols can be dated as far back as the 1930s and 1940s. Mae West, Marlene Dietrich, Jane Mansfield are just a few names that come to mind. I mean, did anyone really care if Marilyn Monroe could act? Of course not. All the directors and producers cared about was the bitch in focus. Now, the super sexy formula goes way beyond just commercials and movies. It's in our DVRs and in our MP3 players. None was more relevant and present than with the birth of free love and free sex. The age of disco brought Donna Summer's breathy, sexually charged 16-minute ode to the orgasm, Love to Love You Baby. I'm no record executive and I sure as hell don't know advertising, but the timing and the way Oasis Records packaged Summers and presented her to the public not only set her on a journey to stardom, but immortalized her as the queen of disco forever. In 1990, Salt and Pepper said, "Let's talk about sex," while Two Live Crew were telling everyone just how horny they were. Me So Horny got the attention of one Ms. Tipper Gore, co-founder of the Parents Music Resource Center, the organization responsible for parental advisory stickers. This label was and still is attached to any record, tape, or CD that contains explicit content. Whether Ms. Gore realized it then or not that the sticker was the greatest advertisement any music artist could have ever asked for, Me So Horny catapulted Two Live Crew to super fame the second the single was deemed inappropriate. The proof is in the pudding, baby. 30 years later, and that song is still not only popular, but is being played by today's generation. Now I have with me a friend of mine who can not only tie 50 Cent in together with Chubby Checker, but has proof. Jimmy Colorado, what have you found?
Thank you, Austin. This is Jimmy Colorado, no relation to Danny California. Now, I do see everything you're saying, and here's something that I always found interesting. You know, today's generation thinks that they're the ones who invented and discovered sex, but it's been around for a long time. Now, here's something from 2 songs, lyrics, and the first one is from 50 Cent. Here's the lyrics, and the song is called Just a Little Bit. Baby, you got me feeling right. Yeah, you heard me. My mama gone. You can spend the night. You heard me. I ain't playing. I'm trying to fuck tonight. You heard me. And here are the lyrics to The Twist from Chubby Checker. Yeah, daddy just sleeping and mama ain't around. We're gonna twisty, twisty, twisty till we tear the house down. So, it's been around for some time. I just find it interesting how you're saying that at that time that was found illicit. And now it's like, innocent. So I think people are just being real hard on something that's so natural. That's just kind of what I wanted to say. Back to you, Austin.
So, does sex actually sell? Yes, of course it does. But the activists who oppose free speech are doing a way better job of advertising than any 30-second jingle found on the airwaves. You would think these college-educated busybodies would know the second you tell somebody, no they can't or no they shouldn't, it's the first thing people go after. That's just the perpetual 6-year-old in all of us. So good, bad, or indifferent, agree or disagree, the only reason why we remember certain movies, songs, or beer ads is because the sexy face that is attached to the half-naked torso tells us, you may hate me, you may love me, but you'll always remember me. That's going to do it for me this week. I'm your host, Austin Fox, saying, whatever your intention, make sure it's a torrid intention.